I'm playing with fire. I'm getting so close. Got so much desire. So I am never letting go.
Hello everyone, my name is Nand Javia, and if you're new here, then I'm an international student in America who studied on a full scholarship. So now I run private counseling where I help other students to get full scholarships in America. If you believe that you're one of those high achieving students who can qualify for full scholarships in America, then visit my website, get all the information, and register for the upcoming Zoom session on my website, and I will talk to you and your parents about all the scholarship processes on that Zoom session. Let's get into today's topic. Today's topic, I want to talk about the difference between the quality of a community college versus a university. I started my journey at a community college, as a lot of you know, and then I transferred on to a university. During the last five to 6 years, I've also gotten a chance to visit tons of community colleges and universities, probably over 25 to 30 community colleges and over 50 to 60 universities. So I have a very good idea of the quality differences, what is good, what is bad, what is the same, or all of these things. I want to talk about 5 main things. I want to talk about the professors, so the quality of education type. I want to talk about the laboratory and the other types of resources that you need to aid your education. So the differences between both of them for that. I want to talk about the housing, the difference in housing, the difference in extracurricular activities that you would find on both places. And lastly, I want to talk about the differences in what type of internships can you get after going to a community college versus a university. Let's start with the first one, professors. Now, when it comes to the quality of education, like pure quality of education, the experience of the professor, the way he teaches, and everything related to that, your exams and everything, I think that they are very, very similar at a community college and a university, okay? A lot of people don't think so, but at the end, all of these people that don't think so have never been to a community college or a university. I've been to both of them, so you can decide whose advice do you want to take. At my community college, we had professors. So my community college was located near Los Angeles, okay? Now, near Los Angeles, there were a lot of other big universities like UCLA and UC Irvine. Now, the professors who taught me at Orange Coast College also taught some of the other classes at UCLA and UC Irvine. Now, the community college that I went to was probably 1/5 of the total cost to go to UCLA. Now, if I'm paying 1/5 of the cost and I'm still going to the same professor is teaching me, then why should I go to UCLA, you know? So there's kind of like a little bit of a difference there. So most of the professors have multiple jobs, so they teach at multiple institutions. But honestly, even the ones that only taught at Orange Coast College were fantastic. All of these people have a PhD in whatever industry that they're studying in, and all of them have a lot of work experience if that's relevant, research papers, they have research going on and everything. So it's very similar, honestly. In classroom learning at a community college and a university is very, very similar, because even at my university, most of the professors have a PhD, they have good experiences and everything. So it's really not that big of a difference, okay? Let's go to point 2, laboratories and research facilities. Now, this is something where obviously a university will be much better at than a community college. Community college is only for the first 2 years of your bachelor's degree. Now, when it comes to the first 2 years of your bachelor's, honestly, I would argue that none of us know enough to do our own research in the first 2 years of our bachelor's. I mean, how could we? We're still learning, right? So community colleges are not necessarily equipped with a lot of research equipment, okay? But they obviously have laboratories. Like if you're going to take a chemistry class, a bio class, all community colleges have fantastic laboratories which you will need for the first 2 years of your bachelor's. Now, when I say research facilities, I mean like high-end research. My university, when I was a physics major, my university's physics lab has equipments worth thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, like crores and crores of rupees, at least in one lab. I can probably estimate about, I don't know, like at least $300 to $400,000 worth of equipment in one lab, and we have so many such labs on campus. So that level of investment can only be done at a university. Now let's talk about like the differences now. So community colleges don't have a lot of research. If you're someone who wants to study a pure science and go to research, and if you cannot afford to go to a university, you should still go to a community college. I mean, go to a community college for the first 1 or 2 years, and then when you transfer to the university, you can finish your education there and you can do all the research that you want to do at that university. So you don't necessarily need to be bound at that one community college throughout your bachelor's degree. You always need to transfer, and you can do the research after 2 years, you know. The most important step is to come to America somehow, and then whether it be from a community college or a university. Let's talk about the third one now. Housing. Housing can be very different because not all community colleges have campus housing. Orange Coast College, when I was there, did not have on-campus housing, but now actually they do have on-campus housing. So, and a lot of other community colleges that I know do not have on-campus housing. So if that is something that you're looking for, then community colleges will be, not all of them have campus housing. Universities, mostly all of them have campus housing. So the environment on a university is a little different because everyone lives on the university and they go to the university. So your friends, your circle of friends will be made in a much better sense, okay? Now, the difference also there comes into, at some of the community colleges, you will have to live off campus from the first year. So even at a university, you will have to live off campus for the third or fourth year, okay? But at a community college, you will have to live off campus from the first year. Now, I don't think that there's a big difference in order to make friends. You can still make friends at both places. The quality of friends that you will make will really depend on your ability to connect with people and meet people and talk to them. But honestly, housing wise, you might live off campus at a community college if they don't have on-campus housing, and at a university you're most probably going to live on campus, which will actually go into the fourth point that I have. And the fourth point is extracurricular activities. I think that universities have more extracurricular activities than community colleges, okay? Some large community colleges, so Orange Coast College actually had a lot of extracurricular activities. Now, but that is also one of the largest community colleges. If you go to one of the smaller community colleges, and I've been to tons of smaller ones, and they don't really have a lot of extracurricular activities. So there might not be a lot of things to do, you know. It's completely fine. You can always find things to do if you want to. I was at my community college, I was the vice president of the student government. So there was a completely functioning student government. There was everything, and I was the vice president of it, okay? But so there were things to do. When I say community colleges don't have things to do, don't take it negatively, okay? But I just mean that I feel like being at a university, they have more things happening on campus. Just because it's a bigger college, there are more people on campus, and community colleges sometimes have more older students. So when I say older, I mean 23 to 28 years old, you know, not the conventional 18-year students. But this is also like maybe 20% of the population. The rest 80% will be students like yourself, which will be young students who are just going right out of high school. So a lot of the community college students are just commuting. They are working, but they also want to go to a community college. So that kind of makes a difference in campus activities and the level of engagement that students have for their campus, okay? Let's go to the last one, internships. A lot of students ask me about this question. Internships is very different for both of them because community colleges are only for the first 2 years. Now, again, in the first 2 years, you would not have learned a lot of things that you can end up doing an internship. If you think about it, I mean, will Google give you an internship after your 1 year at a college? Probably not, because you don't know enough to be working at Google. So in this sense, a university will offer you much more internships after your third or fourth year. Even being at a university, it is extremely difficult to get an internship in the first 1 or 2 years. So don't take this negatively in a sense that if I go to a community college, I will not find an internship. Even if you go to the biggest university, finding an internship in your first 1 or 2 years is going to be extremely difficult. So don't necessarily have a bias for that, but just prepare yourself that the first 1 or 2 years you will be doing a lot of part-time jobs on campus and you will not be able to do internships off campus, okay? that was pretty much the 5 things that I wanted to talk about. I hope that you learned a lot of things from this video. If you still believe that you're one of those high achieving students who can qualify for scholarships at American universities, or if you need any other type of guidance, visit my website, register for the Zoom session, and I will chat with you and your family there about what should be the next step. If you believe that you want to go to a community college, then we'll try to do that. We'll try to fit in your exact career path and come up with different types of ideas to make sure that we can help you to achieve the study abroad dreams that you have. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my website. Bye bye.